What's up, fight fans? Michael Hernandez here of MLH Media, and we're here today for the 10-second mark with Kyle Mask, the hopefully soon to be 559 fights light heavyweight champion. That's what Madera Martial Arts fans and many people all over the 559 are hoping for Kyle Mask as he looks to take on Kaleo Lagapa for the light heavyweight championship. How you doing today, Kyle?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, you just got out of training. I see Madera Martial Arts flag right there in the background.
Yes, sir. Well, still training. I took a little break to do this.
What was your response to Jeremy Lateshaw after your last fight? Getting that title shot opportunity. This is something that you have been pushing for since your last fight. I know you had whispers. You had said that, hey, after this upcoming fight, I want a title shot. You got the one against Tarloma Scanlan. And then was it straight to Jeremy and saying, hey, I want that title shot? Or was there a little bit of a discussion after and you were able to get that thing through?
Yeah, it's kind of something I've been working towards. Why not? Really, you know what I mean? Like, got to have some purpose to this. But yeah, it's kind of something just been working towards. I wanted to earn it with 3 wins, not just 3 fights. But yeah.
You have been very active for 559 fights. I feel ever since you debuted at 94 and at 99 you got that third win. How does it feel to just break into the scene and been doing your thing and to do it in the light heavyweight division, a division that doesn't really get too much activity? You've been taking out all the likes that have been coming your way. How does it feel, man?
It's kind of surreal. Kind of just kept jumping into one fight after another to stay active because I felt good after every fight. Haven't didn't take too much damage. Otherwise, I probably would have slowed it down if I did take some damage. But everything's fine. Injury free. So just keep the train rolling. Really.
Yes, and in your last fight, did you feel, in that first round there was a little bit of a back and forth between on the standing, and then you were able to control a good majority of that fight. You got were able to use a lot of your MMA knowledge to scratch out that win and do it in quite a
Yeah, I feel
dominant
like
fashion.
yeah, I definitely feel like it was a very tough fight, and I had to use all of my tools to win for sure. Um, and really, I think it came down to who had better wrestling.
How long have you been getting into the martial arts? I know you've been training at Madera Martial Arts for a while, but was there training before that? Were you doing wrestling or anything like that before when you were in high school, or what was your martial arts journey looking like?
Yeah, I wrestled since I was in middle school. Wrestled all throughout high school and a little bit junior college. Um, so yeah, I had wrestling as my background, and I've been doing kickboxing for maybe last 2 years. Really like get after it every day training, like actually apply myself. But I've been doing jujitsu now for almost 5 years now. Like lately this year is just kind of like, um, hey, let's see what happens. Let's see what we can do. Let's try to live up to our potential.
Yeah.
That's why I started fighting.
You and Coach Arias have a very close relationship. Every single time I see you guys at 559 fights, if it's you actually fighting or if it's you refing the one of the little grappling matches for the kids or for the teams, it always seems you guys are in close talks and you guys are have a pretty good relationship. Did you want to maybe go into that and talk about how you and head coach Chris Arias get along? Because I feel like you guys definitely have a pretty special relationship.
Oh, for sure. That's my dude. He's my he calls me his friend, but I think that's too disrespectful for me to call him my friend. He's my coach. He's my head coach. In all aspects of fighting right now. And he's outside of the gym and outside of fighting, he's kind of like my mentor, someone I can call up any time of the day and just talk, you know. So we have a very special, we're very close relationship. And the gym's like a second home to me, so it's his house. So he's the coach. You got to give him respect where it's due. But outside of that, he's he's a mentor for me for sure. Like someone I can lean on, and I try to be half of that to him.
Yeah. And I feel like you definitely do show a lot of that. You and him, you guys definitely seem to have that respect for each other, especially when you're in the cage. I feel like a lot of the things that he is trying to implement to you and trying to share to you, it just seems like you seem to pick up on them very well. Even when we were talking about that last fight that you had, you know, a lot of the adjustments that he was trying to make to you in that first round, and you seem to pick up on them very well. And it just seemed that you guys were just you guys have a very clear cut and focused relationship, and you guys seem both to know where the goal is heading towards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's kind of we make a game plan for each fight, so we stick to it. And he just reminds me of little things along the way during the fight, because it's not like you could teach someone something during the fight. Um, so it's like we're already going over these things before the fight. So whenever he says it again during the fight, it's like, okay, okay, yes, like you know what I mean. It's like, okay, like we're just going down the checklist, really.
A little bit of
That's
a
what it's.
reminder in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, oftentimes people forget you guys are getting hit as you guys are having to figure out these problems. You know, MMA fighters oftentimes have to be the fastest problem solvers, as they say. So kudos to you guys for having to do your guys' thing in there, and, you know, for being able to listen to people at the same time, because it definitely can be quite a challenge. But you know, I don't want to hold you too much from your training, because, you know, I know you definitely want to put in a lot of work for this upcoming matchup. But let's talk about that. This upcoming matchup with Kaleo Lagapa, a guy that likes to strike, a guy that likes to keep it on the feet a lot. You know, obviously, in his last fight had a little bit of trouble on the ground. Is this somebody that are you excited to get in there and surprise a little bit of people with? I know you've been saying you've been wanting to show off some striking, you know, and you got to do a little bit of that in your last fight. But is that something that you wanted to continue doing? You know, you got one KO, TKO in the record. This is somebody that, you know, you can swing and bang with, or are you just going into this fight and just, hey, whatever I got to do to win, I'm gonna do that.
Um. Yes, I'm gonna say yes to all of that. You know, we our style of training, we train for everything. If it has to be a kickboxing fight, then it has to be a kickboxing fight. If I have to make it a combat jiu-jitsu, then I have to make it combat jiu-jitsu. We have to prepare for it all. It's mixed martial arts, and you know, you got to prepare for it all. And he does have some power in his hands. I did notice that. So we got to respect it. But also, I have to be confident in my abilities. So, you know, going into the fight.
Yeah, coming down from the heavyweight division, he was in his last fight. Do you feel comfortable more at the light heavyweight division, or do you like also kind of teeter tottering between the heavyweight and light heavyweight? Have you ever thought about possibly doing a match over at heavyweight?
No, I think my days at fighting at heavyweight are done. Because I'm walking like it's not too hard of a weight cut for me right now. So I don't think it'd be smart to fight at heavyweight again. Because I don't feel like a natural heavyweight either. You know, I would have to put on like 40 pounds of muscle, and it's just not. You know, that's not. It doesn't. I'm not. I wouldn't be a natural heavyweight.
Those
So
heavyweights are strong too.
and I want to be. I want to fight at my natural weight class.
Yeah, 205. So 205 is your natural weight class in a sense.
He probably not.
Close.
You know, if we're being honest, um, like I know I could get down to lighter, but we're just working our way down gradually.
Yes, it's definitely a process, especially when you're fighting. And I like how you said you got to take into account the cuts and everything like that, getting your body into fighting shape. And that's something that oftentimes people that aren't in the fight game don't really consider. So I really like that you pointed that out, because that's something that not a lot of fighters often have the expertise or the the
Yeah,
common, I guess, common knowledge to kind of, you know, even think about.
exactly, exactly. And some people uh, they're like, oh, I'll just wait out till I'm at my weight that I want to fight at. But I'm 27. I'm only getting older, so why not get some experience on my record at the same time?
Have you ever thought about I mean, possibly for, I know, you know, when you go to the pros a lot of times you'll go drop down a weight class. Have you possibly thought about going down to middleweight? Is that kind of the eventual goal of a weight class, or were you looking down at welterweight?
You know, we'll take it one fight at a time, one day at a time. Um, yeah, ideally 185. I wouldn't want to say 170 because that's a lot of weight right now at this very moment, but it's possible. Um, so I don't want to roll anything out. Never say
I,
never.
I like the optimism, Kyle. That's something that you always do have. If it's in the cage, if it's outside of the cage, if it's out there doing the pest control. I heard you're always active doing a little bit of pest inspecting. Give us a little bit of a tour into the world of that, man. I bet you right now that is something that is very much needed all over the Central Valley. So, did you want to give a little bit of a plug in for that?
Well, yeah, I work for Radex Pest Control. We're a locally owned pest control business here. We're located here in Madera, but we cover we service from all the way to San Francisco, all the way to Bakersfield, California, and we're always looking to expand. We do residential pest control, commercial pest control, and we also do termite work, which includes termite inspections for real estate agents or people trying to buy and sell their home. And we have a pretty quick turnaround rate on those, reports. I myself am not a licensed termite inspector yet. Um, just one license away. I'm working towards it, trying to get that by the end of the year. Um, but and I myself, I kind of specialize in commercial pest control. So I service a lot of industrial complexes, grocery stores, restaurants, fast food restaurants, um, apartment complexes, um, you name it. As long as it's structural pest control, we can get it covered. And even yeah, yeah, I think I covered it all right there.
Knocking out the light heavyweights, knocking out the heavyweights, and knocking out the pest. Kyle, you're doing it all out here, man. It's absolutely insane. I don't know what the city of Madera would do without you, Kyle. It's absolutely crazy. Did you have anybody you wanted to thank for this upcoming fight? I know you were out there active. You guys were looking for sponsors. Oh, you're always looking for sponsors for Madera Martial Arts. But I know you guys were looking especially for this upcoming fight, a huge fight for the light heavyweight fight. Do you have anybody you want to thank in specific, or did you have anybody at the gym that you wanted to shout out?
Yeah, I want to shout out my team at Madera Martial Arts, my coach Chris Arias, and my sponsors, of course, like you just brought up. I want to thank TJ's Tacos, located here in Madera, best tacos in town. You can also grab a beer right there if you like drinking. Johnson Agriculture, a good friend of mine. He's also a realtor here in Madera, and he does a lot of ag work for pistachio and almond farmers. So contact him if that's something you need taken care of. And Ridex Pest Control, obviously, they sponsor me as well. Um, that's who I work for, so that one it's a little close to heart. And Miracle Realty, one of the local realtors here in Madera, and they've always been known for having a good name.
Hey,
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for now.
if you win this upcoming fight, are we possibly going to see some exterminator merch, or once you get that license? So, I'm waiting on that, man.
Hey, that's not the first time someone's told me I should do that. So maybe I'm gonna have to put that into fruition.
I feel it's a made thing, man. The pest inspection, the exterminator name, exterminator. You can make some cool designs with that, man. But hey, what do I know? Do your thing, Kyle Mask. You can make a couple of cool designs with the mask, with the ninja mask. You can do all kinds of crazy things. But Kyle Mask also sounds pretty cool even by itself. You don't even need a nickname. But Phil the
We're gonna have to get lunch
Exterminator.
so I can pick your brain.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get lunch sometime, man, for surely, man. But hey, man, I'm gonna let you go here, get you back into the training room, my man. Michael
Yes,
Hernandez
sir.
here of MLH Media, and we are gonna be signing out here for the 10-second mark with Kyle Mask, the soon-to-be possibly 559 fights light heavyweight champion. Make sure you guys are buying your tickets for 559 fights 100. It's going to be at the Visalia Convention Center on September 16th. It's going to be a knockout event, a event that you guys are not going to want to miss. So make sure you guys are buying your tickets, and make sure that you guys are buying your tickets from Kyle if you guys want to. Kyle Master JJ BJJ on Instagram, I believe, right? Kyle Master JJ.
Just JJ, yeah. Cal Mass
Yep.
JJ.
Make sure you guys get at it, man. I'll also make sure to throw in all the ads and everything like that. But I appreciate all the support from all the videos. Kyle, any last words?
No, thank you for having me.
All righty, brother. Signing out over here with Kyle Mack.